Okay, my name is Tabitha Davies. I am the dog trainer and the behavior consultant for All Big Canines, and we are bringing you guys some updates that I think all of us have been waiting for the last several months. So we have some COVID-19 updates to give you. We know it's been hard and we've missed all of you. We've missed having our classes where you can tell how much fun the dogs have while they're learning new things. And how much fun we've had teaching them and their owners every step of the way for over 10 years. We are planning to slowly reopen several services in the middle of October. As long as the numbers decrease or remain low, we will be reopening in the following ways. For dog daycare, there will be no transportation available due to the cleaning protocols that need to be followed upon entry of each puffer into our care. We will have no contact drop-off and pick-up at the gate, as well as check-ins done electronically. If anyone has been in contact with someone who has COVID or has tested positive for COVID or has COVID-like symptoms, whether they're in the home or out of the home, if they've been directly in contact or they themselves are displaying any symptoms, they shall notify us immediately. You will not use your time that has been pre-booked, meaning if you've already prepaid for your daycare services, it will be kept as a credit to your account. You will be required to stay home for 2 weeks and test negative for COVID to return. And upon return, we will start off just by using whatever credit you have already on the books. In-person training services. Because these are more contact related as far as working one-on-one, we are implementing the following rules. They will be outdoors only. There will be no going into clients' homes. Instructors will maintain a 10-foot distance at all times. Demo dogs may be used during the lessons to ensure the understanding of concepts and proper demonstration where necessary. This avoids us from having to switch the leash back and forth. This avoids us from having to decrease that 10-foot distance and ensure that both you and your dog are getting all of the education that you need. All clients must wear a properly fitting mask at all times. This is non-negotiable. Lessons will be conducted in set duration periods and on a limited availability to minimize the number of people we interact with each day, as well as to ensure that training is being done when the weather is appropriate and safe for everyone that is involved. Any client around anyone who has a fever, cough, headaches, etc., and any other symptoms of COVID-19 will contact us immediately and forego appointments for 2 weeks. Again, if you've prepaid for services, you're not going to lose out on that. Any client exhibiting these symptoms will alert us immediately, and we will postpone for 2 weeks and or until a negative COVID screening has come back for members of the household. We absolutely love our group classes. They are so much fun. The camaraderie, the dogs enjoy it, the people enjoy it. You get to observe how other people are connecting with their dogs. It's just so much fun. And the games that we get to play are luckily not going to be interrupted by COVID-19. We have the ability to continue with all the fun games that we include in classes while we're training, and do it so that everybody has their own. It will be pre-packaged at the beginning of class. You get your little tote with all of your stuff that you're going to need each week in class. They will vary, but you will have it to bring back and forth with you, so there's no sharing and no having to turn anything in. And yes, that includes all our students, canine and swine. Failure to comply with this can result in immediate dismissal from this program and no refunds. If we, anyone in instructor's household, have to quarantine due to symptoms or exposure, so if a client lets us know that they've tested positive or they're exhibiting symptoms, we will also be quarantining. All clients will be notified ASAP. Lessons will be postponed for at least 2 weeks until we are able to have all necessary precautions or clearances taken. No one will lose lessons or time from their program due to this, and we may temporarily switch to what we are currently using as our virtual model in those times if we know that the dog cannot wait with what we're working on and the owners need that support. As you can see with Arnie here, when we started 2 months ago, this is one of his first lessons, and I demo with my dog on one side Then I watch the client go through with theirs. They're able to see it, and I'm also able to verbally coach them just as if I was standing right in front of you. So we always have that if needed to fall back on. Handouts and homework will be made available online versus being handed in person. Students will upload their training logs to the same Google Drive folder that their files are sent in. For group classes, our group classes have always had a 10-foot leash rule. So to ensure the safety of all students and their dogs, new rules for group classes are as follows. 15 feet between your dogs at the end of their leash and the nearest person's dog at the end of their leash at all times. Everyone must exit their vehicle wearing a mask, because you're going to exit your vehicle and you're going to come right in through the gate. So you might as well put it on, come out the car, and walk right in the gate. Everyone must use the hand sanitizer that will be available prior to entering the gate. So you can just pump that on and use it. Demo dogs will be used in class. So instead of me taking the leash and doing it, we're going to use it with a demo dog, which is more traditional for a lot of other trainers. Just never been something that was my cup of tea. Students will be given ample outdoor space to practice new skills. Classes may be postponed due to weather. Again, we are outside only. There will be no public restroom available during classes. We are limiting the number of participants in classes to 2 people per dog. Whereas we've always kind of followed the motto of the more the merrier. We cannot have, a family with 5 kids and 2 or 3 adults coming for one dog. So we have to kind of limit it so we make sure that we keep everybody safe. Any client found around anyone who's had a fever, cough, headaches, any other COVID-19 symptoms is going to contact us immediately and forego appointments for 2 weeks. You can see this is a repeat of what we just said. Any client exhibiting these symptoms will alert us immediately, and we will postpone for 2 weeks and until a negative COVID screening has come back from members of the household. That being said, if you are in a group class, you can still have your class participation done, especially if you're on a roll, virtually. So we can actually have it done as a live Zoom stream for you, so you guys can participate at home. Make sure that I'll have separate, one-on-one time to answer some questions for you during the breaks, just like I would if you were standing in front of me. Failure to comply with this can result in immediate dismissal from training programs with no refunds. If we, anyone in an instructor's household, have to quarantine due to symptoms or exposure, all clients will be notified ASAP, and lessons will be postponed for at least 2 weeks until we are able to have all necessary precautions or clearances taken. No one will lose lesson time from their program due to this. Handouts and homework will be made available online versus being handed out in person. Students will upload their training logs and demo videos to the same Google Drive folder that their files are sent in. We have a long-standing tradition of using community treats. There will be none in classes for the foreseeable future. You need to make sure that you bring sufficient amounts of treats, food, and toys as reinforcement for class activities. The biggest one of this being, if you think that you need double the amount you normally do, I want you to double that amount. Because then if you take some home, that's not a big deal. Toss it in the fridge or the freezer until you need it again. Stays fresh, not a problem. But I'd rather you have too many treats than not enough treats. Make sure that the toy you bring for reinforcement is something that your dog really enjoys. If you would like to sit during class at any point, we recommend bringing your own camping-style chair or folding chair to class with you each week. Because fabrics, fun fact, cannot be disinfected, and outdoor chairs are made of fabric, including the ones that we have been using for the last several years, we have opted to remove them from the training environment. Please wear tennis shoes or hiking boots. It is a desert terrain and it is for your own safety. Failure to do so will result in immediate dismissal and no refunds. So that's kind of reiterating, you're in a group class environment, there's more people, and we need to respect each other. In-person seminars. We have both hands-on and auditing positions in all of our seminars. So this applies to both of them. We will have the same cleaning protocols for any dogs that are in our in-person aspect of it for the hands-on, as well as doing certain different things to make sure that everybody who's coming as an auditing position has that as well. Remember, your hands-on involves you and your dog. Your auditing involves just you. We will ensure that people are 15-foot minimum distance from each other, just giving everybody ample space. We'll be smaller groups. Lunch will be provided in a pre-bagged and person-by-person, no-contact basis. We will be recorded and available on demand as well for those who would rather do it online instead of coming in person. And they will all require advanced reservations, whereas we would usually pop them up and allow you to, pop in whether you had registered ahead of time or not. Our new normal is new. It's definitely strange, and for many it's not fun. So let's make this an enjoyable and safe experience for everyone, including our dogs. The last thing that we want is to end up with dogs that have pretty significant behavior problems because they have not been able to continue in the lifestyle they've become accustomed to, or they're not getting properly socialized. Gift certificates are now available in anticipation for reopening. Pre-purchased gift certificates can be used for group classes, private training, or daycare. You can also pre-purchase training programs or daycare packages at a reduced rate. You can visit our website or contact us for more information. And I did read this entire video out because I wanted to make sure that everyone had the ability to not only read it or hear it, depending on their abilities, so that we're being as inclusive as we can. www.allbigcanines, and canines is spelled out canines.com, 760-278-4248.